Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are, wherever you're watching this. Welcome to Heart of Christ, the Heart of Christ Ministry. I'm your host, Shaun, Reverend Shaun Robert Grant. Got to make sure I put that in there. Use that, right? Anywho, in the event this live stream gets delayed or cut off or hindered in any sort of way, what I want you to do is just kind of bear with me and allow it to come back up. If I do get cut off, I'll just restart the video again. Unless I'm at the very end and it gets cut off, then, we'll just kind of seal the deal there. But I don't foresee that happening, but I know there are storm conditions in the area, nothing to be too worried about. But at the same time, I want to make sure that we're both on the same page as it relates to moving through any issues we might have. But like I said, I don't foresee that. And I think I know we have a great message prepared for you today. And we're going to just be talking about faith. And before I get into that, what I want to really clarify today is, or what I really want to do is create the spark for transformation as it relates to faith, because faith can sometimes become a traditional religious thing and not something we know that we can use every single day in our lives. Okay. And this message is especially near and dear and fond to me because it really helps us to understand the power of faith within our lives. Okay. And so I'm just thinking about my own life and how when my faith is strong, when my faith is powerful, when my faith is in this space, this divine space of rather just knowing and filled with expectation, it does wonders. It does greater than I could ever imagine, because what I'm truly saying is I believe more in the power of the divine, of God, of the all that is, and not in something else. Okay. So my primary objective, other than to live in love, is to make my faith as strong as possible. So scripture says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Basically, let's just simplify that for you. Faith is you expecting without doubt, right? Without needing any type of physical evidence to be, see, or receive something that you desire. Okay, that's what faith is. That's what faith is. You could be expecting to get a new job. You can be expecting to be in this space of meeting new friends, having a new relationship. All of that takes faith. And the great thing about faith, when it becomes strong enough on the inside, then it moves you into action, right? It's a beautiful thing. So let's get right into it real fast here. We're not real fast, but let's just outline some bullet points. This is really great because it kind of just gives us some structure as to what we can really expect to see today from this live stream. And it just, really talks about faith in the most profitable way for you, right? To help you to understand really what's happening and what's going on when you choose faith. And we're going to start with number one here. Faith shows us the power of making a choice. Now, once again, looking at faith as a universal concept. Okay. Faith is a universal concept. It's not just religious. It's not just spiritual. It's not just a part of that sect. It is so much bigger than that. Okay. And we all use it every single day, sometimes even unconsciously. And so let me just get into this first, and then I'll kind of explain from there. Faith shows us the power of making a choice. So Paulo Coelho said, when you decide that you want something, when you choose that you want something, the entire universe conspires Okay. The entire universe conspires to bring you that thing. But, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, you've got to be patient. You've got to be accepting, and you have to get rid of all your doubts, right? Because doubts poke big, large holes into faith, and then the bottom falls out. So we can't have any doubts, nor should we ever feel any doubts. Why? Because we know there's only one power, one love, one spirit, one force. That is God helping us to live the very best that we desire, right? I got a book that is so amazing. It's called The Optimist Creed. It's by Christian Larson. This book is $14 at Barnes and Noble's, 13, 12 something on Amazon. Grab it. It's like 600 pages of some of the highest and most powerful divine wisdom you could ever come across in every realm of life: mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, all these things. Okay. So if you get that book, if you can get that book, grab it, because it's such a big part of showing you the power of faith. Okay. And so when we make a decision, when we decide, like say I wake up today and I decide I'm going to have a great day regardless of what unfolds, all of a sudden that sends a wave of energy, especially when I say it like that, because I'm saying it with feeling and emotion, and that feeling, that emotion is what drives the universe to move, right? Because a lot of times when we make a decision, we're basically saying, universe, God, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I'm desiring to see, right? Or matter of fact, a better term for it, this is what I'm expecting to see unfold. Okay. So making a decision, a lot of times writing stuff down before you go to bed is a really great idea to express a strong level of faith, because you already have it in your mind of what it is that you know you want to see unfold. Okay. So think about your life. Think about where you can make decisions, right? I had to make a choice a long time ago. I'm deciding to be financially free. I'm deciding to live my life in freedom. I made a decision to live my life in freedom. I made a decision to make sure that my relationship was going to be predicated on love, and nothing was going to deter me from that. And that's where the beauty comes in, is because you make this proposal, this universal proposal, so to speak, in faith, right? And you stick to it. No matter what, you stick to it, right? You let nothing deter you from understanding the power of the choice that you just made. Nothing whatsoever. And I promise you that will work in your life every single time. Everything you desire will come to pass in the way that you want, or in a greater way, when you learn how to use that optimism, to use that just knowing, that expectancy, which is our next topic that I'm going to talk a little bit about. It opens up the pathways of the universe to bring you exactly what it is that you desire, right? Here's an issue. Okay. As a matter of fact, I actually want to move to number 2 before, as we get ready to talk about this. So remember, make a choice, make a clear cut choice. Don't be, in this place where you're, trying to figure it out, or you're not really sure, or you're going to you're wavering back and forth. Bible has a whole bunch of stuff about a wavering individual. I don't want to say don't, but choose not to do that. Choose to make a decision and just go with it. Even if it's not the best decision, the beauty of the divine is it will bring you full circle to where you need to be. But it is proud. It is grateful. It is excited when you make a decision. Okay. So this part of this live stream is very, very, very significant, very important. And the reason why is because this may be the very reason why you find in your life that you still struggle with certain things. And I'm going to give you the key to it right now. But let's first read. It says, faith creates powerful expectations. Okay. Now, before I get into that, let's think about what the opposite of faith is. The opposite of faith is doubt. Okay. The opposite of faith could be considered lack, because faith is love, which is abundance. And it's all, those three of those are all kind of wrapped in a bit of a circle there. But the opposite of it is doubt. And so what tends to happen to a lot of us, myself included, is that we start out with strong faith. Okay. And then we start to think about the doubts of the past, and it starts to blur our expectation of positive faith. Okay. This is why you must relinquish all doubts from anything you're choosing to have faith in. If you want to be rich, you got to have 100% faith. Get to that level where you have 100% faith and belief that the universe can make you rich. You want a relationship, you got to have 100% faith. And look, there's going to be times where you fall out, but the moment you fall out, that's just a message from the universe telling you to get right back into alignment with what you're believing for, right? And the great thing is, it doesn't always have to be perfect, but if it's perfect, it just makes you feel better about everything. Okay. We're gonna get to that in just a bit. But ultimately, the problem that most people have in life is that their faith is predicated on what has happened in the past. You are a new individual every moment of every day. Every single moment, you're a new individual. Why? Because your cells are consistently transforming and regenerating and renewing themselves, which means that after a bit of time, your body's not even the same. Although it looks the same from the outside, on the inside, you're not even the same. You're not even the same individual. So in understanding that, if you made a bad decision some time ago, you're not that same person. So you don't need to go and be caught up in believing that the same thing is going to repeat itself. I used to have all the time. People would tell me, well, you know how you did this in the past, or you know that happened before in the past. It's like, look, this ain't the past, right? This is right now. This is the present, and I'm looking towards a greater future. And I cannot do that if you're constantly reminding me of when I got tripped up, because guess what? All it takes is somebody to remind you of when you didn't succeed for you to fall back on your ass and be stuck in the same boat, especially when it's people that's close to us. That becomes a really, really murky level of water to navigate, because oftentimes we need to distance ourselves from those who are not going to give us the fuel that says, all right, let's do this. This is amazing. You're going to kill it. We expect nothing but great things for you. Unless you're hearing that, you probably should steer clear of the people that try to create doubt within you, because it just can't work. If you're going to live a life that is precious, that is fulfilling, that is dynamic to yourself, you're going to need a powerful expectation and a powerful level of faith in place in order to do that, right? And that can only occur if the doubts are being released completely. Okay, so do me a favor. Before I move on here, I want you to create the strongest expectation, and think about an area that, you're really, and it could be a number of areas where you're really expecting something amazing to happen. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this with you, and I want you to share it later on. I think, matter of fact, I may share mine, and I'm just going to set it out as an intention, but it's going to be an expectation of what I expect, right? And I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to place that in my heart. I'm going to stick to it, and I'm not going to deviate from it, because it's only when I haven't deviated into doubts that the things that I've really had faith in have come to pass in amazing ways. I mean, literally, I'd be out in the open screaming in prayer, justifying how strong my faith is. But, you get fired up, because it's a great thing when you can have faith in something you can't even see, touch, or feel with the senses yet, and then it comes to pass. And this is what I want for you, not repeating the past, but creating new things, right? I encourage you right now, guys, if you hadn't been someone who has had a lot of money, expect to be rich. Expect to not even be rich, but expect to be rich. Expect to be more fulfilled as it relates to money. If you're a single person, expect to meet somebody. Expect to have a relationship that makes you better than what you are right now. Put faith in the potential and newness of what the universe has presented to us as energy every single moment, and leave the past in the past. Who cares how many bad relationships you have? Love exists every moment of the day. Love can present itself to you as soon as you're ready for it. Who cares about bankruptcy? Who cares about, all the injuries or illnesses or ailments that you've had? Who cares about that? What matters is right now and what you're choosing to believe in. And I'm telling you, this is a really great way to let yourself know what you're believing in, what you're having faith in, because your body is going to show it. Your body is basically the outpicturing of your subconscious mind. It's going to show you what you have faith in. It's going to show you what you believe to be true by giving you certain things. Like, say, your lower back hurts, you're probably having some issues with security. You start to have headaches, you're probably having trouble processing what life is bringing to you. If you're having trouble with your hands or your arms or anything like that, that means that you have trouble holding on to things. So there's a list of things. Louise Hay has a book that tells you all the metaphysical, spiritual causes of things that happen. But the whole thing is, your subconscious mind, your body is an outpicturing of your subconscious mind. What is going on within you today? If you're feeling good and there's no pain, there's nothing, obviously you're believing something right. You're on the right path. But if there's pain, if there's discord and disharmony or inharmony, then you got to make sure, okay, what am I doing? What do I need to do in order to make sure these expectations are serving me and not taking away from who I am and who I choose to be through my faith? All right, moving on. Number 3. And this is my favorite, because when your faith becomes strong enough, there's a level of peace that occurs within you, within your surroundings, within your environment. Okay? When there is a strong level of faith, and the perfect place to start with faith is just faith in God. Okay? Whatever God is to you, whatever creates the most fulfilling, nurturing, caring version of God, have faith in that. Doesn't matter what it looks like to anybody else. The crazy thing is, and this is a bit personal, but I never understood why people needed to be obsessed with what type of depiction you have as God, because it don't matter. All that matters is that it matters to them, right? It doesn't matter to anybody else. So I'm telling you, whoever you see God as, have faith in that, because see, God is all things. So that means that it can be anything. It can be personal, right? So really, really think about that, and don't be afraid to do that, especially if you've been in a place where people have told you what God should be. Nobody can tell you what God can be to you. You have to find it for yourself. So I'm telling you right now, have faith in that aspect of God that is a loving, nurturing, caring, wonderful, generous, kind, faithful essence, whether it be a father, mother, brother, sister, whatever it is. Have faith in that, because that is going to create an endless amount of love within you. And when you know something that powerful loves you, you have all the faith in the world in it. Not to mention, when you know that this essence and this power is everything, controls it all. That's what my circle was. That's like the globe, the universe controls it all. When you know that, you can put all your faith into it. And just know, whenever you pray to God for something, it pleases God to give you all that you need to live the very best life that you can. It pleases him. It doesn't piss him off, or it doesn't piss it off. It doesn't, God doesn't say, all right, tap dance for me, and then you might get this, or, go do this to this person. You might get this from me. That you got to be very careful with that. You give me this and I give you that. Because man has done some crazy stuff, and I forgive him. I have compassion, but man has done some crazy stuff to make us believe how God is. That is why God tells me all the time, come to me for yourself, right? Have faith in me through yourself, through your own depiction, not through anybody else. Because if you do, you could easily be stirred away from the truth, or strayed away from the truth, in not knowing what matters most to you. So go to God as you choose and what serves you best. And this is what number 3 comes into. You build a faith in life. You build a faith in this concept of oneness. You build a faith in this concept of love, this love that provides every single thing to make this life the very best and the most fulfilling. And that faith creates an immeasurable amount of peace within you, eventually within your environment, within everything that you do. Why? Because true faith knows that the essence, the divine essence, the benevolent spirit cannot fail when we allow it to work through us, when we allow it to work for us, when we allow it to work within us. It cannot fail, right? And it may take some time, because the only thing that gets in our way is our past saying, well, it went this way before. Well, guess what? You weren't working with the divine last time. You weren't working hand in hand with the God presence, the God in you last time. So this is not the past. You're not the same person. This is not the same circumstance, right? This is different, right? This is different. You're on a championship team now, right? You were playing for the Nuggets. Now you're playing for the 98 Bulls, and I'm wearing Michael Jordan's jersey, but that's how it is. You are on a winning team now, and you're supposed to win. And if anything in your mind tries to come in that's other than winning, don't entertain it, right? Don't entertain it. Have that faith. Have that faith in that God presence, or in that God presence. I'm like saying out here, in that God presence. Have that faith in yourself, right? And have that faith that it will always work out the very best for you. In that, ladies and gentlemen, without hesitation, without any doubt whatsoever, will create an immeasurable amount of peace. And I tell you, when you have peace, you're in your natural state of being. Because if you look at life moves in peace, unless there's a storm or something like that. Even in the storm, like you watch the rain, it moves in peace. It moves in ease. That's our natural state of being. And so we want to cultivate that as much as we possibly can. So choose faith, that great faith that expects nothing but the best, and you will move to a level of immeasurable peace. All right. So with that being said, that wraps it up for us today on this beautiful Saturday. Want to let you know that if you have prayer, if you have any type of situation that you'd like to share, you want me to pray over, you want me to stand in agreement with, I would be more than happy to do that. Even if you just have to reveal what you're feeling and you want to open that up. Don't mean to laugh there, but I just think it's great. If you feel that you want to share what's on your heart, because I think we need that, and we need that. And I can promise you, I won't be in a state of judgment. I'll just take it. I'll pray over it. I can pray with you, and we can go from there. and just shed some divine light on this situation and help you move to a divine solution. So if that is up your alley, write to me at ShaunG04@gmail.com. And then from there, if you have, all right, there we go. If you have discovered, not just with this message, but with even the messages past, right? Because this ministry, I realized the other day, it really has been going on for the last 10 years. And it's always been about helping and empowering. And if you have felt helped and empowered in any way possible, and this content, this wisdom has benefited you, by all means, don't hesitate to donate, guys. Helps the ministry in every possible way, helps the ministry to expand, helps me to basically have more resources to find more ways to come to you, to empower, to enhance, and inspire you to be the very best that you can be. So if that is on your heart today, donations, Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com. In advance, much gratitude, much appreciation for that, because it goes such a long way. So thank you for doing that right off the bat. Thank you for choosing to invest within this ministry, because where do we put our money? We put our money where we believe in stuff, right? Where we have faith in stuff. And I want to thank you once again in advance for having faith in me and having faith in this ministry. And I'm telling you, I see so much greatness, so much impact for this as I continue to do it more and more. There's days where I feel like, you know what, do I want to get up and do a video? I'm like, you know what, this is my calling. I love this. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to come to bat, much like today. And it's been truly amazing. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your contribution, your likes, your loves, all that good stuff. That about seals it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for just joining us today and making this a special experience as always. I think that's about it. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.